You're listening to the Gag On This podcast.
I see you standing up and I want to knock you down.
I love this.
Fucking annoying.
Well, they gotta tell some people because they don't get it. It's like, oh my gosh.
It's probably some legal bullshit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, especially in California, it's a two-party thing. Both parties have to agree to be recorded. Just bullshit. But anyways, that's enough for lawyer talk. This is the Gag On This podcast. Episode description, we'll have the show and guest social media. Subscribe to our YouTube page, hear the episode 2 days before it is released. Like and follow us on all social media. Like what you hear, leave a review. Hate what you hear, I don't really give a shit. Check out our merch. We have awesome merch, which there will be a link in the show notes as well. I am Big Nick. We are joined by nationally traveling comedian, the Italian stallion, Danny D.
Hey.
Back from her hiatus of doing something better than a podcast. We got co-host of the Stand-Up Dads and my Portuguese lover, Rob.
Hello.
We got host of the Iambic Poetry podcast, Off the Change, vice president of the Sacramento Poets Society, Sharon. And we are joined by the hilarious Heather. Now, Heather, is it Rouge or Rogue?
Rogue.
Okay, somebody on here said it was Rouge.
I don't know why people think it's Rouge.
Is it?
A lot of people do that, and I don't think, like, I understand some people are like Dick Selsick or whatever, but like for so many people to do it, I think that people are talking about me behind my back and someone mispronounced it and it just became a rumor. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Some telephone, maybe.
Isn't Rouge spelled differently too?
Exactly. Yeah, it's spelled differently. That's why I thought, maybe someone was Dick Selsick because
dyslexia.
Sharon. All right, let's get in with the interview. So, one thing I wanted to ask you about, it's on your Facebook a bunch, is what is News Job?
Oh, that's a show. I think it's on hiatus right now. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's on hiatus currently because Stab Comedy went live and I have not scheduled any new shows with Jesse since that change has happened. Mostly because I'm like trying to keep my Saturdays open. It was on Saturday. And also just like keeping my schedule open in general because it was a show basically I did during quarantine and it was a news game show where I would give people like trivia questions and then if you got it wrong I would read a news story, and so it was like punishment was then you would have to be informed about current events.
Danny would see that as punishment.
That is my life.
Right. It's like that's the only way I could think of to like do a news show today in this day and age. Cause it's like, am I really going to just like make light of these atrocities? Am I going to pretend they don't exist and just do news stories I can make fun of? It's like the only honest way to do it as a comedian is as punishment. You know what I mean? But it got too depressing. Like
quick.
It really wore me down personally to be that involved. And it was only once a month. And it was still like, I got so tuned in to what was going on that it really wore me down. And just today, like this day and age, things are so bad, and I'm not going to tell you about what's happening. Like 1 billion seashore animals died in the latest heat wave in the British Columbian coast. Like we don't need to know these things. You know what I mean? But yeah, that was my show. And,
at the comedy club.
Yeah. So I don't think it's going to, if I did bring it back, I'd probably revamp it in some way. But also like, I just want it. Like I'm a journalist by trade. I have a degree in that, so that counts as I can call myself that. But I haven't written anything I haven't worked as one for a long time just because I didn't really vibe with the industry, but I'm still trained that way. So I'm thinking and I've always looked up to Jon Stewart a lot growing up. So I was thinking what's my angle to kind of do that? But then I still just didn't like it. And I'd rather, I don't know, talk about bigger issues than current events, than just the news of the day. And I don't know, do stand-up comedy just wherever I can.
Well, and I saw on your Facebook, you are doing it pretty much everywhere. You are booked solid for the next couple of weeks.
Well, it's starting to wane down a little bit because I haven't been going after bookings. So I ran out. I got overwhelmed, by all of that's such a great complaint. Oh, I had so many bookings. But yeah, no, I got I don't know, when is this airing? Probably after.
It comes out on YouTube on Saturday and then podcast on Monday.
So I think after that, I'll be doing the roast battle, verbal insults at that's happening at Punchline on July 14th.
Oh,
and so you can go to that. I'm roasting Andre Dawson. I'm gonna destroy him. Yeah, and I'm just booked for David Thorne's roast birthday party at the end of the month. So I just really have 2 roast battles booked right now. I'll probably have a bunch more, but I don't know. I might take a little hiatus, write some new jokes. I'm working on it. You guys want to? Can I workshop with you guys?
Fuck it. Yeah. Do it.
Right. So this one's a little braggy, but I'm starting to feel hot enough that I'm concerned for my safety.
No.
So that's cool.
I can love that.
I felt so awkward laughing at that. I was like, should I be laughing at that? Is that a thing I can laugh at?
That's why I wanted a joke.
I wanted to be more confident, but now I'm just afraid for my life, and it really didn't help. I got followed for blocks today. This guy followed me. He was going the opposite way, and then he turned around and got off his bicycle and started walking behind me. And he was mumbling you're so beautiful and shit. And then he smoothly transitioned into offering if I wanted to see his 9-inch penis.
Wow.
Which I declined. And I was afraid to speak too loudly because I didn't know if what I was about to say was going to be my voice doesn't necessarily pass as a cis woman's. And I didn't know if it was going to be a plot twist or not.
Nice.
So yeah, that's okay. That was some fun. What are you guys? How was your day?
Well, Danny D apparently has bruises and she doesn't know why.
No, I know why. We had a big ass. I've been river rafting, and
she doesn't know how. She doesn't know how she got him.
Yeah, I can't remember. I drink a lot. What do you want? I fall down. It hurts though. It fucking hurts. This one hurts. You would think you would remember where you get bruises from. But
well, not if you're blackout drunk.
I'm not black. I never blackout drink. I'm awake the whole time.
Would you brown out? I used to brown out a lot.
What does that mean?
Where you sort of go in and out, you remember bits and pieces. You're not completely blackout drunk.
Oh, it's the hangover.
I remember parts of the night, I threw up on you, and then I time traveled to 3 hours later, and apparently I was crying on the couch, and then time traveled again 3 hours later. That kind of stuff.
Yeah, no,
sounds made up.
Not that awesome. Yeah, you were crying. Well, no, him crying on the couch, I think, is an actual daily event. Right, Nick?
No, only when I'm listening to, what is it? Izzy. I Hope You Dance in Heaven. Then I'm crying, yes.
That video was so stupid.
I'll make anyone cry.
Will you? Ooh, I hear a challenge.
I like it.
Make
Nick cry.
I just said that song will make anyone cry.
Oh, I thought you said you make anyone cry, and I was like, oh shit.
No, I wish I could. That'd be out of the blue. No. Yeah.
But you know the pain of trying to hold it together for that song, right?
Yeah, because that's what I mean, but I cry at everything. Cry baby. Yeah.
I've never seen you cry. Never, not once. We've hung out a few times.
Well, just bring up the existential stuff. Just like, hey, Heather, nothing you do will ultimately matter.
I'm not going to say that.
You'll always be reaching for real happiness, and it will never truly be in your grasp. Something like that, and I'll just.
Yeah,
it hurts.
Kind of like after 2 generations, no one will remember you.
Yeah, something like that. Or just like, hey, your parents are getting really old and they're starting to forget things.
It sounds like Heather and I have the same fucking wavelength when it comes to just thinking about shit. It's like, what does it all mean, man? Really? When it gets down to it.
Gotta enjoy the ride.
Yeah, but
that's what they say. Enjoy the ride. I'm doing my best.
Plus, what good is it when I didn't want the ticket for the ride in the first place?
Hey.
Oh my Lord, change the subject.
Just like they say before, you gotta get the cards you're dealt with. Just play the game.
You gotta manifest what you want. You gotta pray to crystals.
Fuck, did I just walk into?
Exactly.
What you want.
Put the crystals in the box. Shake it around.
On the first full moon of the first new moon, put the crystals in the box with the water. Say the chant.
Light my incense.
What is
you
it
need
called?
to be drinking more green tea, like Snapple.
Hi, Rob. Welcome back from your screaming kid.
What the fuck did I just walk into?
Talking about manifesting what we want.
Oh,
it's all about the manifestation. I believe in that shit.
Look at this shit. Last year I said I need somebody with a pool.
Look
now
at this shit. You just
pool.
moved it to your tits.
Manifest what you guys want. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, manifesting what you want doesn't matter after you lost the will to live. So.
Oh my God! All right.
So David Thorne needs to be a part of this. David Thorne can take my spot, and then someone else can take Sharon's spot, and then we'll get out of there. We'll go fucking.
Honestly, I need you to kind of level it out, Danny, because there's way too much cynicism going on, and it'll just a pit. Like, there's no one for the optimist to grab onto right now. You know what I mean? Except for you and Sharon. That's it.
The sad thing is, I was the most optimistic kid when I was growing up, and then.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
What happened?
You
life
read.
Is a terrible place.
Paying attention is the worst thing.
Is it life or is the people in it that make you go, fuck that?
It's like, I'm not
a beautiful, chaotic thing, but especially in groups of 3 or more, people can get pretty bad.
Sure. Well, I mean, going back to your thing about getting bummed out by the news, like my wife has actually banned me from finishing reading A People's History of the United States by Howard Zinn.
Oh yes.
Because I was so ready to just slit my own throat after getting halfway through that book. So she's like, okay, maybe just one chapter at a time and then read some silly bullshit in between. But yeah, so.
My social studies teacher gave me that book as a graduation present when
that's fucked. Wow.
So that's exactly like if you want to trace back the roots of my cynicism.
I mean, that is actually kind of a compliment in a way. Just like, hey, I think you're bright enough to, you know what I mean? I think highly enough for you to get this, but it's also just putting this albatross of depression on you for, I don't know, social studies. This is high school.
Yeah, this was in high school years ago. Today, Facebook would have asked if I'd been exposed to extremist content, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to switch this because you guys are fucking making me want to split my
All right.
We'll get back to in the pool.
For the audience that hasn't slit their wrist yet, Heather, you know Sharon.
Yeah, I did I was on his podcast. I'm a poet as well as a comedian. So Sure, I've seen Sharon many times at Luna's at the. When was that one on Thursdays?
Yep, they're coming back. Luna's is coming back.
Cool.
Coming back next
Right
week.
on.
Next week. Yep. Ike's gonna start off. But yeah, but she's been on my podcast. We've done shows. I mean, done features and stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, there was also that feature that show that I featured at the
Sacramento Poetry. Mm-hmm.
That was a fun night. Yeah.
You featured poetry, like you.
Do you guys want to hear a poem? Because I can share a poem. It's really depressing.
It's dark.
And it comes full circle. I like how Danny D's just looking straight up in the air like, motherfuck.
I gotta go get in the water.
All right, go get in the water.
Get in the water and just absorb it. Turn the volume up. And just
don't drown yourself.
Okay, all right.
Don't drown yourself.
She's always said that when she takes herself out, she's going to do it at water. So,
but that's at the river, not just water.
the river. Okay, got it.
Is that really that's how you want to do it? Like,
just froze.
With a fat mermaid tail on and some pasties.
Wow, that's how we're gonna find you.
I know, right? I'm imagining the crime scene photo when she washes up. It's like they're real. Like it would hit a tabloid immediately.
Yeah.
I hope a fisherman does not catch you in the net. Let's just hope a fisherman does not catch you.
River?
It would break the net.
Oh. I would break the fucking net. I would.
Okay, as long as you say it.
I caught a whopper.
Yeah, I don't really see guys fishing with nets in the river, but that way it won't look like a suicide. It'll look like an accident, and then I won't break my grandma's heart.
Well, you have a net to
but
bring
now that
them in.
you've said it, like it's recorded, the insurance agent is gonna check your podcast.
It's never gonna happen. Read me this sad ass poem you wrote. Let's go.
Okay.
Jesus Christ.
That's a challenge. Let's see if you can withstand it. Watch her just like drop into the pool. All right.
Cigarette and all. Just
it's not that sad. I don't want to I was joking. Anyways, I'll start. If I knew now was my last chance to see the sun, I'd stare it down and leave the ashes of my retina scattered in the ground. And if you are a mirror, then the congruence of light reflecting back shines more radiant than when first from the starkness of pre-creation pining splashed into vibration and sent the darkness writhing. Your words feel to me like my own breath. They soothe me from my rest. And if this were my last chance to hear your song, I'd listen so loud I left myself deaf. But if I could just direct that affection back, I could hold myself until I popped and all my pain came spilling out. And then I could kiss my own tears and tell myself that I won't ever be alone, and take all my burdens and cast them to the road to be buried, to be forgotten by the winter snow. And your eyes fuel me full of lustful bliss. But if this were our goodbye kiss, my yearning would burn my lips to a crisp. My tongue would crumble to bits and my teeth would fall out with my spits. But if I just gave myself back 1/10, I'd leave myself ravaged and spent, my diaphragm dying to supply my lungs with some oxygen. I'd shudder and seize. I'd ripen and heal. I'd blossom and peel. I'd shudder and seize from a feeling that I've never felt. I'd ripen and heal and blossom and peel, and then I would melt. And my shield drops when you laugh at my thoughts. But if I could only tell you one more thing, my blood would thicken to clots. My stomach would turn into rocks. I'd tie my tongue up in knots, trap the air inside my throat, and resign myself to tremble and choke. But if you're a mirror, a room full of mirrors, my echoes could bounce back the words from your glistening walls. I love you, they'd call. If you find yourself trapped in a life full of fear, I'll cut through your demons. I'll swallow them all. And the last time I touch you, I'll come wrapped in linen to hide the telltale rot of a leprosy victim. My fingers will shiver and lock in your grasp, then release from the shackles of my empty hand. But if you're going to leave, you should take every piece. Or my palm will miss you and long for the company, drop from the wrist and never return to me, and the rest I would shed like moth-eaten threads. I'll unweave the tapestry, hanging between the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen and the part of me that can see it. And if ashes I should be for looking upon it, then burn me.
You wrote that?
And, huh?
Jesus Christ, Heather, you're fucking so talented. So talented.
That was Walt
So
Whitman.
talented. Oh, okay. All right. Well, then never mind. I take it all back.
Take it all back.
I'm kidding. That's me. I did it. Okay, you can
That
go
was
back.
really amazing.
Praise me.
That was amazing. Yeah, fuck that shit. Just fucking shake it off. Shake off those feelings. Let's just go. Manifest what you want. Let's go.
All right. I want a
You're not
yacht
doing it
and a
right.
yacht.
You want a yacht and
Okay.
yacht?
I will
I
help
want a
you.
yacht and a yacht. I'm
I will help you.
manifesting right now. Okay, I'm visualizing
Like a
right,
small yacht and a big yacht?
like a
Nice.
like a yacht in a
houseboat?
bigger yacht with a pool. The yacht will have a pool, and that'll have a yacht in it, and then that will have a small fountain pool, like a little tub with a toy yacht in
It's
it.
like an RV with a trailer.
Okay. All right. I'll talk to
But
my
on the
shaman
water.
and see what we can do. I'll talk to my shaman and see what we can do.
I want 100 million doll hairs.
Tall hairs.
I got some dolls to make. I figure it'll be easier, than like dollars, right?
So how do you
Fucking love
approach,
you.
like, I'm assuming you have a different approach to writing poetry to writing your stand-up.
Exact same thing.
Seriously?
No, I don't know. I've never thought actually about that before. Because I guess it's different. So poetry, they both essentially come from the same thing. Which is like fucking life, making me write about it and like bitch about it. And then like sometimes I bitch about it and it's a poem, and sometimes I bitch about it and it's a joke.
Got it.
And mostly lately I've just been turning it into jokes. Since
Got
I've
it.
found comedy, I've mostly there's few and far between been like, it's usually like weird, long, complex feelings that like I can't translate into humor that I'll end up writing poetry about nowadays. More personal stuff that's like that I can't make a relatable, workable joke out of, but it's still like eating away at my soul in some way.
And plus, you used to, like you told me before, that you got out of poetry because it was depressing you. So you went to comedy because you're getting more, not just laughs, but also more satisfaction to it.
Yeah, I was feeling more heard in some ways, because like I knew if people were laughing that like I struck a nerve, they agree with me, or they're at least shock them in some way. And it's like not just about, not shock for the sake of shock, but like get them thinking about shit. You know what I mean? And
Right.
so I just get a way more, direct kind of like, people make me very uncomfortable, and comedy gives me an opportunity to make them uncomfortable back. And it's like revenge,
Nice.
I like that comparison, actually. It's pretty cool.
But did you know that Heather was from Truckee? Used to live in Truckee.
No, I did not.
Heather,
I
tell
was-
them about
Oh, actually, I did. She told
I
me.
was technically born there.
Mhm.
In the mountains. And
Like,
then
we
I
talking
was-
like mountains? Like,
in the deep in the Truckee Hospital, Truckee Forest.
It's right by Donner Lake.
I was
You wanna make it
actually
sound
I lived
remote.
I lived on Donner Lake, and I barely ate anyone the whole time. But
and have that cuisine.
it's funny because they taught us about white people like eating each other, but they never taught us in school about how there was like a whole bustling Chinese like town that they burned to the ground and like ran all of the Chinese people out of town after the railroad was done. They're like, we don't need you anymore. Get out. And they burned the whole town down. Like they burned the whole Chinese neighborhood down.
Sure,
and like
I
never knew that until like I left and found out about it later. Speaking of like Howard Zinn, shit. It's like, you're going to teach us about these cannibals and name everything after these cannibals. Like, I don't know.
They should have a culinary academy up there.
They should. The Donner Culinary Institute,
Put it right on the lake.
Do you guys think if push came to shove, you think you could eat someone?
Yes.
That's who it was.
I'll eat anything with a face.
Well, and it depends on how it's cooked. Like, I couldn't just like take a bite. Like, if we could barbecue it and then just I could think about what it's not,
Well, remember there was that dude that had his foot cut up into fajitas for people because he lost it in an accident.
Yep, told you about it.
Yeah.
Would you have one of those fajitas just for fun?
See,
no.
This is where I'm fucking weird. I think that a foot would be much better slow cooked because of all the connective tissue.
Because of all the bones and all the shit in there.
Maybe pickled foot would be good.
No, I won't eat pickled pig's feet either. But I don't know. Yeah, I want the toe with a nail on it. But
but this was all that was all shredded. They basically cut it up and shredded it so it didn't look like a foot anymore. So
still, that should be cooked like a pot roast because of all that connective stuff. Let it slow and low and slow, whatever.
Pulled pork.
Yeah.
A foot's not going to feed a lot of people. Like, a foot's going to feed
my foot
like
could.
Maybe 1 to 2.
More for the novelty.
What?
Yeah. Like,
I mean, are you really going to get a full meal when someone says, "Here, eat part of my foot"?
Well,
it's like I'll try a bite.
Yeah, I think
Remember, he got a professional cook to do it, a professional chef to do it.
Wait, what? Which chef did it? That's a good one.
They won't tell. They won't say.
Oh man.
Oh well, then I don't. Because if a celebrity chef did it, I'd be more interested.
Gordon Ramsay.
I eat Gordon Ramsay foot fajitas any day.
Yeah.
Foot fajita Gordon Ramsay. Wow.
Maybe
I'm picturing more of a street taco.
Guy Fieri, what he would have slow roasted it.
Yeah.
Oh, God, fair. Yeah.
He went to town.
He went to a dive and stuff. Got it. This is great. It's foot. Human foot. Yes.
Everyone gets a slice when it falls off the bones. like ribs.
Oh, or what's that? Greek one where you cut off
Euro.
Yeah.
I mean, that meat looks pretty scrumptious, guys.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. Now that I'm looking at it, it looks pretty high in cholesterol.
Yeah.
Incredibly shiny shart.
What state was this in?
Let's see.
Was this in America?
It was America. It was
Idaho.
Idaho, Idaho.
Well, hold on. So he invited 10 of his most open-minded friends to a special brunch. They ate at a brunch.
Yes.
They had apple strudel, quiche, puff pastries, fruit tarts, and chocolate cake. They drank gin, lemonade punches, and mimosas. And then they had his fajita.
Did they know what they were there for, though?
Oh, yeah.
Did they know, hey, we're going to go and do this?
Yep.
If you guys
I'm just impressed he had 10 friends to invite.
That's what I'm saying. The 11th one was like, hell no.
Yeah, it wasn't. Idaho is the only state in which a simple act of eating human flesh can land you in prison.
A Belgian man named Detlef Gunzel was sentenced to 8.5 years in prison for butchering and eating a Polish businessman with his consent. That's not fair.
I saw a documentary about that. Yeah, the guy was going to kill himself, and he heard about this guy that wants to eat, so he's like, fuck it, just kill me.
Wow.
I remember that.
Wow.
Well, he just butchered him. Did he actually kill him?
Yeah.
So he killed him and butchered. Okay, so if it was one thing...
If it was already dead,
Yeah.
But how are
it's
you
like-
gonna know? Like,
but as well consent.
Well, let's fucking check it out, guys.
you gotta if you're gonna eat somebody and you need to the best thing to do is keep them alive so you can just slowly take pieces from them.
Wow.
You know, because a dead body, you gotta then cook the whole thing.
This is true.
Because bodies don't last that long.
You could put them in a freezer.
It's a consensual murder.
I'm talking about it's fine. That would be my theory. Just take a little bit at
He's
a
a
time.
former cop. Oh heck no!
Oh, so you know how to do it.
All right, so we went from suicide to cannibalism. This is pretty awesome, guys.
Yay.
But here's the fun.
Like my favorite episode.
Well, here's the funky thing. So the guy with the foot, basically after he had the accident, the doctor said, "Hey, you want your foot back?" You would thought he would have said, "Hell no," but he said, "Yeah, I'll take it."
See, I don't think that. I think that's automatically just a biohazard. I don't think you get to take that back.
No, but he asked the doctor.
I know that he asked it and got it, but I don't think they're supposed to.
He has a friend that was okay with cooking his foot.
No,
he has 10 friends that are okay with eating it. I'm sure he knows someone that's like, hey, give him his foot back after we cut it off.
Sure.
Here's in the funky part about that. His ex-girlfriend's boyfriend is the chef. So she actually had to ask his ex-girlfriend, who has a boyfriend who's a chef, and say, "Hey, honey, how you doing? Can you do something for me?"
A lot. Well, maybe they're friends because
Every chef I know is fucked up. They all say yeah.
A lot of exes get along.
I mean, I'm not even a chef, and if someone offered to let me cook their severed foot, I mean, how often does that happen? Like,
no.
I'll do it. Sure, maybe.
Like you do it for the story.
You would slow roast it, right?
Well, are you a good cook?
I'm okay. I might, I don't know. I'm not sure. I might just barbecue it.
So that's a good question. If your friend came up with a dismembered item, how would you cook it? Would you cook
on the
barbecue?
item though too?
Okay, let's
Here's
get
my
simple.
cock.
Barbecue.
Okay, let's say let's go easy. Let's go a hand.
A hand?
Yeah,
That's not easy.
Boil it and then fry it.
Well, I'm not gonna give you a thigh, and you'd be like having this big old thigh on. It's like, okay.
That would be easy.
Okay, then I'll give you a thigh.
Ooh, no, you know what? I would make chicken fingers out of it.
Ooh.
Chicken fingers out of it? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why
don't you guys cook my tits?
What?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, cook one of your breasts?
How would we cook your tits?
Yeah. Yeah. See, that's all fat.
Skin them.
Nothing.
Skin them. Probably.
Jesus.
Put them on a
like a potato or something?
Dude,
no
joke.
Take this.
Yeah. Oh my God. Please.
I think that would be a comfy.
Hold on.
I would stuff them full of.
You guys need to watch the YouTube video because as Sharon is talking about skinning her breasts, he is literally looking up and seriously thinking about how he's going to go about it. Like you were looking up, like, well, I'd skin them.
Yeah.
No, but he was there.
He ordered Brussels sprouts, but he really wanted tits.
Yeah, he was skinning your tits in his head.
Because it's one of them. They're both one of them is uneven, so you got to get to the point where you don't even recognize it anymore. Yeah,
I think since they're mostly fat, I think comfy would be the best way to go.
No, there's no hatred there.
We're going to make those tits unrecognizable, so nobody knows we're eating Danny D's tits, and then after that, we're going to cut them into a cube and maybe put them in a soup.
That depends
you
on.
could make a clam chowder out of them, like a bread bowl kind of.
I can think about that.
Would it be the bowl?
I don't think the consistency would be hard enough. I don't think they have hard enough consistency.
If you cook it right.
After he skins it, you could use the skin as the bowl,
Right, exactly.
Scoop it out like a melon. Yeah, there you go.
So what? Use the nipple as the tip of the top?
Yeah.
Like open it up to let the steam out?
Yeah. Perfect. I'm glad we know what we're doing.
Wow.
No, fuck that. I just thought of it. You could fill it, like you could make it a puree and fill it, and then when you squeeze it, it'll come out the nipple.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's icing.
Oh.
Yes.
Coming soon to a Starbucks near you.
I'm sorry I asked. Jesus Christ, I didn't know there were that many options.
Yeah, let's make this an intelligent podcast again. So we were talking about the Merchant of Venice, kind of thing.
Great
less.
movie.
Yeah. There's no fucking segue to get to any other topic from that. I mean, what do I do?
So Heather, how has been comedy so far? Because I mean, I know when we talked, I think you were like a year or two in, and that was like last year. So how's the comedy been so far?
I guess I qualify as like 2.5 years in now. It's been great. COVID was weird. But adapting to it, like I did a bunch of Zoom shows and networked with like, LA comedians and etc. And like, so I rolled with with what was happening as best I could and then came out of it with, more material, better understanding how to like write jokes, and just like I've been continuing to improve and develop the whole time. So now that quarantine's lifted, like I'm getting lots of bookings. I'm doing, pretty well. So yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really grateful. I hope that I get like a Netflix special tomorrow. And yeah, I just want to become the biggest comedian the world has ever seen,
Hey, if you manifest it, it'll come true.
I don't need to manifest it because I'm good enough that I don't need magic,
Perfect.
I believe in myself, so it's even better than manifestation.
Better than religion.
That's what I gathered from this whole podcast, is that you believe in yourself 100%. We all do.
You gotta believe in yourself.
Funny as fuck. You are funny as fuck. You make my sides hurt every time. When the first couple times we hung out, it was kind of awkward, and I was just like, fuck, like, I wish Heather liked me, but like, I think we're past that, and I fucking like adore you, and I love seeing you on stage. So I hope you do get more shows.
I like you a lot, by the way, just so you know. I bet a lot of people think I come off too cool for them, and it's really not. I'm just masking my, mild inability to, I just have trouble socializing sometimes. Let me put it that way. I'm a little standoffish and like, don't understand. I have communication issues. So I just like play it off as cool as I can most of the time. And try and like figure out what people meant by what they were saying. And a lot of times I have no idea. So I'll just like let it go. So it takes me a minute to read people and like understand them.
I think people, when they say something, they mean what they say for the most part. I mean, at least hopefully. Like people aren't just going around like
say things in confusing ways that I don't always understand. There's like 10 different things I could like interpret someone saying something to mean sometimes.
Yup.
Most definitely.
I don't know. Does anyone else know? Okay.
What, misinterpret shit all the goddamn time. The worst. Danny D knows this, and she fucking does it all the goddamn time. I'll send her a message, and then it'll show that she sees it, but she didn't respond to it. And then I'm like, oh, she fucking hates me. She doesn't like me.
Wow.
Kid. Super.
I'm not good at communicating. I hate typing. Like, I don't want to look at my phone all the time. And really, what you fucking asked me isn't on the top of my like to-do list, and I haven't thought yet.
Wow.
Yet if she messages me, she wants a response really goddamn quick.
That's not true. I don't have any expectations.
A lot of
You'll
people
get
are
to
like
it.
that. Yeah.
You'll get to it when you get to it. Like I'm not holding my breath. I'm not saying like Nick hates me. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just like, okay, I'll get to it when he gets to it. I don't give a shit.
That's because I care about this friendship more than you, it seems.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. How many times have you randomly shown up to come and see me?
Sorry, Nick. When I hear you talking, I'm hearing a bunch of ex-girlfriends that it's just not.
I'm hearing a fucking little bitch cry. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh.
I brought you Girl Scout cookies during COVID.
No one should be the one putting more effort in any relationship.
That's right, Nick.
There always is.
Yeah, it's sort of, I mean, there
As
really
long as
is.
it's not always the same one.
Yeah, 60-40.
Yeah.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
Man, this has been a killer episode.
Well, we got some cool topics to talk about. We got some.
Let's go. Let's talk about one of them.
Well, first, we got to get into our ultra popular thing called Inside the Comic Studio.
Brilliant.
Yay! Before we get into it, though, Heather, plug your social media. You already plugged shows, but if you want to plug them again.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not going to plug them again. But you can look up, I'm at Real Life Pretend Psychic on Instagram. And yeah, I'm Heather Rogue. I don't know. It's enough, right?
Okay. Sharon, what do you got?
You can catch me on I Have a Poetry podcast, where I actually did do an interview with Heather at her place. Bam, y'all. Ha ha ha.
My mom's place, but yeah.
Oh. Hey, still a place.
Now I live in Swallow. It was a nice place, though, right?
It was a nice place. It was a nice place. You also could catch me on Off the Change. We'll be coming back in July with stand-up comedian Steph Sanders and foodie Christy Nong, and I'll be producing that. And yeah, you can catch some more shows. I'm on here, but if you want to see me, come to my site. Boom.
All right. Robert.
Which is Rest Wonderland.
Get my side project, Stand Up Dads podcast. I do that with my buddy Mike, who was on here last week. We talk about parenting and throwing some dick jokes. New episodes come out every Sunday. Find them wherever your finer podcasts are sold.
All right. Danny D.
I am just going to say that live comedy obviously is back. There's a mic in Sacramento, 1 to 2 mics, 3 mics sometimes every night. Go to the Sacks page and look it up if you are not booked on the show, because you got to put in the work to be better. My mic's on Wednesdays at the Blarney Stone. You guys can come check it out. I'd love your support. And then any shows I'm coming on, just fucking go to my Instagram or my Facebook and you'll see. Doing big things.
And what are those places called? Rad Chick Forever.
Yeah, he'll put the link.
I put a graphic up. I do my job, as Danny says. Follow me on Twitter at the Big Nick J. It is popping over there. We got merch. We got Stand Up Dads merch. We also got Gag On This podcast merch. We got a brand new logos drawing that I'm going to be adding up there that includes Sharon. It's a cartoon face. It's pretty awesome. Make sure you check that. Also, if you're in Britain, be on the lookout for somebody that bought a couple of our shirts, and a sticker should be around there somewhere. And I know Britain's a very tiny place, so I'm sure somebody's bound to come across it in their travels. Next week, we will have Colby Lawson on, so make sure you're checking that one as well. All right, Heather, have you listened to the podcast before?
Never.
Good. That's what I like to hear. That's usually what it is. Okay. So for Inside the Comic Studio, we ask all comedians the same 5 questions. So the first question is first joke that landed well.
My first joke that landed well, my very first time on stage, the only joke I remember landing was the one where I was like, my boyfriend has a nickname, Little Dick, you know, and I don't even remember how I phrased it, but basically that, like, I'll just like, you know, call my boyfriend Little Dick because he had the littler dick. That one landed.
Well, good, because our next topic is about little dicks, so that'll be exciting. Next question: favorite thing about the local comedy scene?
Same answer.
Little dicks.
Little dicks. I think my favorite thing about the local Sacramento comedy scene is the openness to like new performers. Like, it's a great place to start out because there's a lot of smaller venues. There's a lot of like comedians who run their own mics that anyone can go to and perform at without necessarily without being bringer shows. You know what I mean? Like there's like, you know, a handful of bigger clubs here that are more competitive, but I feel like there's kind of a smooth path to those clubs so that you can work on your craft and like get past there and, you know, go on tour and shit. So it's a great place to get started. There's a way in, you know, there's not as many open mics as LA, but I think they're more open to, you're more guaranteed to get on the list and actually perform at the ones you go to.
All right. Now, next question, the exact opposite of that. One thing you dislike and would like to see changed in the local scene.
Nothing. It's a beautiful scene. I love every single person in the scene. All of them are great. I have no problems. Let me see. I don't know. Like, it's so hard to compare. Like, you know, more just like, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. Like,
that's an awesome answer, Heather. That means that the Sacramento comedy community is actually supporting each other and working together because there's nothing to complain about.
Right. Not like everyone. Like, there's definitely some assholes, but there's like assholes in the whole world. You know, there's like weird tags that obviously that other comedians make that I wish they wouldn't make, you know, and I could go into that whole thing, but like, yeah, that's just general human ignorance, and I can't really put it on the Sacramento community scene. I don't think that I think they're doing fine. You know, everyone's doing their best out there. Seems like everyone's pretty decent, right? I don't have major issues with anybody. So
living their best life.
I hate that bitch Cindy though. If you see her, tell her she's a fucking cunt.
I will.
Okay, can I say cunt on this?
Yeah.
You can say cunt.
All right, she's a fucking cunt.
That was our original name.
Also, my other problem with the Sacramento comedy scene is that they don't laugh at my jokes enough, and it's annoying. Like,
that was my problem too.
Open mics, it's all comedians. They've all heard my jokes before. I don't care, and no, I'm not gonna laugh at yours. And yes, I go immediately after my set, but still, I demand respect. Okay.
Absolutely. I'll let everyone know.
Thank you. If you could please pass that along, that I demand respect in a one-way fashion.
Absolutely.
Feels the same way at a poetry show. She feels the same way at a poetry too.
Next question is your favorite local comedian. You're like, fucking Cindy. I love that bitch.
That's a tough question to answer because now I got to like pick one person, and I don't know who. Like, everyone's so amazing. I can't. Danny D's really good, but she's not like the number one, right? Just because for her style, for her people, you know, it's great. I don't know. For me, I guess like the favorite local comedian. Everyone's so great. Like, I'm just so I treat everyone equally, I'm going to fall on the sword and say myself. I am the best.
Believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I agree.
Also, any comedian who books me and then pays me is really great. Josh Means, Alvin Duke, Shahara Hyatt, and Melissa McGilligutty are amazing comedians because they've all booked me and paid me.
All right. Last question. Advice to new comedians.
Don't. Should I?
Just don't? Is that your advice?
Okay. I mean, you know, like, okay. So what you need to do is just like, fuck all the drama and just like, you know, don't worry about what's landing at open mics because those comedians don't give a fuck, you know, like focus on the audience and like, just build 30 clean so that you can just be ready to open for whoever. When Bill Cosby comes to town, be ready to open with 30 clean for whoever, because you got to be there first, you know? So be there first with your 30 clean, write 30 on how much the napkin dispensers are terrible because that's clean material that'll work on cruise ships. You got to get your 30 clean as soon as possible about napkin dispensers.
All right. Rob, you hear that?
Yeah, I was just thinking about Bill Cosby offering me a celebratory drink now that he's out.
I'd take it.
You got to be careful. You know, you got to play that. You got to bat that shit away.
All right. So now we get to random topics. Before we get into it, though, Heather, what would you say the average penis size is?
5.5 inches.
Okay, good.
A little more than that.
Thank you. Danny, what did you think it was?
7.5 to 8.
No.
You said 9.
You said 8 to 9.
Okay, all right, yeah.
You size queen.
I'm not a size queen. I'm just saying that's what fits best.
So basically, it fits you. Nice.
Yeah, it fits nicely. 7 to 8.5 or so.
So what's the average? It was what preference? Nice.
Wow. That's my
I only
average.
know that because I Googled it. If I were to go off penises I've seen, I'd think it was bigger, but as well. But I think it's like a global average, and maybe America it's more like 6 inches on average.
So I got to move.
So if you are one of the unlucky ones like Rob and I that have under 5 inches, there are certain things you can change in the bedroom to have the best sex positions. Now, I will say, logistically, I read some of these. I don't get them.
You guys should already know this. You guys are in your 30s and 50s. You guys should already know what positions work best in the bedroom for a small dick if you have one.
All right, you don't need to reverse kink shame them here.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
That's the patriarchy.
Don't virgin shame them.
Yeah, my favorite position is in separate rooms. But
Yes, Rob. Yes.
All right. So let's see. According to an online survey, 25,000 participants, almost half of men wished their penis size was larger. I mean, that's fucking duh. All right. So the first one is modified missionary. This is the one that I think logistically doesn't make sense.
mm-hmm.
So it starts with normal missionary. All right. Everyone picture this in your mind. We're going to take a journey.
Right.
With the man on top and in between the woman's legs.
Right.
Now, after a few bump and grinds, she should try lowering her legs down onto the bed, and then the man can position his knees on either side of her body.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
How can you guys see that? Like,
I can see that.
I'm straddling.
Her legs are between your arms, so
Yeah, your legs are
Why
together.
isn't there a
You're
photo?
in between her legs.
Because it's on a site called Fatherly.
Do you look up?
Probably.
Just like look up modified missionary. Yeah, there you go.
Hold on, I'm gonna tell my friend Raquel who's sitting right here. But we're looking up the best positions for small penises because Nick and Rob can't figure it out.
I want it to be noted that Nick and Rob need this information, but I'm perfectly fine with my penis and activity ratio.
I'm done fucking. I don't need this info.
All right. So
Only Nick needs this.
do you think I should click images? Remember, this goes on YouTube, so this is going to be a lot of editing if it fucking is not good.
Yeah.
Don't share it. Click it and then see. And then if it's...
Yeah, that's a group. There you go.
I like the way you think, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're so smart, Rob.
Now you can look.
So you can
Resist the urge to touch yourself.
You sneaky. Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
Nick, I wouldn't guess that your penis is smaller than 5 inches hard because you're a big guy. You're a big guy.
Well, I've gained some weight, and I know that, what is it? Every 2 inches you lose off your waist, your penis, you can stick it in, I think, a ½ inch more.
Yeah.
So, and I got a fupa. So, I mean, all right. So apparently that's, the way they worded it was not that.
No.
No,
The way
because they
they
said to put
worded
the
it-
legs down.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's not it.
Well, that's what it says. Modified missionary.
This guy
That's already
right
been like
there,
my
right
favorite.
there. The blue guys. That's what I was saying.
This one?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That's just missionary. But it's
Well,
Yeah, but you could get on your knees and do that, and she could be like,
I like the stick
that
figures. Like the
oh,
one to
look
the
at that. And
I
it's
like
a
the
GIF.
sky jumping.
Oh, there you
Oh
go.
my god. Okay, this is gonna need some editing. I know
Wait,
I
Oh yeah, there you go.
I was
There.
surprised he actually put it up.
Well, YouTube allows this shit. That's fine. Oh, yeah. Get it, honey.
The flopper.
Straddling his knee?
Yeah.
I want to know what that one is about.
Yeah, that looks like they're
The cat
skydiving.
sex position.
I was going to say, fuck it. Let's go to the goddamn site. 4 non-missionary sex positions with surprising variations to keep things interesting. It's called the Cupid's Arrow, guys.
Doesn't it look like she's on his knees?
Yeah. Maybe his dick's that small. She had to fuck his kneecap instead to get off.
Or it goes down a foot and then makes a right angle up?
Have your partner lie down, get on top, facing his feet, but instead of sitting up at a 90-degree angle, lower yourself to a 30-degree incline. I got to do math now?
Yeah.
No, your inclines.
The slow tease.
Bring out the protractor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extended foreplay. No, foreplay doesn't exist. The couch churro.
Okay.
Oh, the good old couch churro.
Lie tummy down on the couch. Drop your leg that's closest to the edge of the couch onto the ground. Rest your other leg on the arm. Okay, so that's just couch sex.
Yeah, that's just couch sex.
The downward doggy. Wait, that's her. Is that her
What?
head?
That's her head.
How is
Yeah.
that? That seems like
How do you do that?
You
Without-
tilt your penis down, apparently.
I think this is for guys that have large penises, not small penises.
Well, even
because how
then-
the hell would you do that if you didn't have a big dick?
it's got to be
I
a
don't-
bendy
maybe-
dick.
Maybe she's got to like bend. No, I don't know. It would not work like that. Okay?
No.
Yeah, no.
Unless you're fucking her belly button.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe her belly button's real deep.
And it's probably a great image too from her, like just seeing his
Butthole.
balls slap on her belly.
Smack it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hot right there. Yeah.
All right. So get back to it. Modified missionary. That's what that is. Couldn't find it. Hey, that's a cool picture. Supposedly there are 2 advantages to this position. One is that it creates a tighter squeeze, which can be more pleasurable for both of them, but also the shaft of his penis will be sliding up and down with more pressure on the clitoris. Ooh.
Interesting.
You know,
What?
you should already know this. You should already know this. You're married. Why would your wife marry you if you fuck her horribly?
Yeah, because
I wouldn't
people
marry
get
someone
married
who
for
says
better
fuck me bad.
sex.
No, but I'm just saying, if I had bad sex with someone, I wouldn't marry them.
I
Danny,
mean,
keep an open mind. People get married for all sorts of reasons.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, thank you, Heather. Jesus.
Like she might be cheating on him, you know?
Yeah, well, they're not getting married after that.
That is true.
Oh, I just hope
He's
she
into
records it.
cucking. He does like cucking, so maybe there's just something we don't know about. That's why he's been real quiet, and that's why he can't come out to mic. He's busy at night.
Yeah, because my dick is so chafed from jerking off to watching guys rail my wife. Yeah, that's it.
That's why you won't allow visitors in your home. I see what it is.
Wow.
Walks in a cage behind the bed at night. Watch your wife.
Wow.
Yeah,
All right, modified doggy style. Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Glickman suggests having the receiver get down on their hands and knees with their legs spread wide open. If you keep your knees together, then your butt cheeks are right there. That's going to provide more padding, and that means you can't get in as far. By asking your partner to spread out their knees out wide, you distribute the goods and provide them the luxury of not having to thrust quite so far.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind for my friends who have small penises.
Oh, well, look at this. If you're really concerned that your penis is not big enough to satisfy your partner, then completely take it out of the goddamn equation for just a moment. Yeah, you're armed with other tools capable of doing a job well done. Just take a look at your hands. Look at them. Recent study just confirmed that women are most likely to experience orgasm through a variety of sex acts other than intercourse.
that is true.
That is
News to me.
These fingers have done some serious satisfaction damage.
Inserting large objects into small orifices can hurt.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah. So there's an advantage to having a small penis because it can make certain kinds of penetration more pleasurable.
Ooh, it just said anal sex is better if you have a small penis.
Yes.
Well, obviously.
That's what it's getting to. Okay.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I talked to quite a few women who tell me they really like receiving anal play, but not if their partner is too big.
Makes sense.
Could you imagine if you were having a threesome and the chick was like, I want you in my ass because you have a smaller dick?
That's
Hey,
when you know she-
That's when you just Johnny on the spot. Okay.
I know someone. I know someone who said that exact thing to two guys that were fucking her. It was not me. It was a friend of mine. But yes, she made the white guy get in her ass and the other guy get in her pussy. So.
I mean, if you can see both their dicks right there, it's like they have eyes. Like, what are you going to say at that point? I was thinking about putting that in my Tinder profile, actually, like dicks suited for anal play.
Perfect.
There you go. There you go.
Let's see. And then go to the sex toy chest. I mean, of course. Apparently, there's something out there that's like $250 that the girls are just going crazy for as far as a sex toy.
What
A
is that?
sex toy isn't going to be better than sex, though. For
See,
me.
I'm calling bullshit on this article because it says best sex positions, but they only gave you 2 positions.
Yeah, and then they were like,
said
let's just
shove it
get
in
rid
her
of your
butt
penis
and
completely.
Get toys.
They're just like, screw it.
They're like, it's not going to cut it, so just get some toys or shove it in her ass. 'Cause we
Listen, maybe
obviously know
sex
it's not
isn't
gonna
for
work.
you, tiny dick.
That's right.
Hey, he's a little guy that could.
Or couldn't.
When you're having intercourse with a penis, you're always tracking yourself. I don't know what
What?
that means.
What does that mean?
You're always concerned about staying aroused long enough to stay hard.
Oh,
You
okay.
worry about orgasming too soon.
Yeah.
That's why you get a numbing condom. There you go.
Well, no, but if you keep worrying, your boner is going to go away. You should be enjoying it and then just control it with meditation or something.
This has never happened
I
to
don't
me
know. I don't have a
before.
dick. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how that-
That's exactly right, Danny. Every guy just like meditates in the middle of sex.
Baseball stats.
It does come up.
That's not meditating, though. That's just thinking of something different. I could just imagine some guy thrusting and just going, oh.
I'm sure there's some tantric dude with a fucking man bun doing that shit.
I like to hold my hands out, you know.
All right. And then the last thing we have is moms. Okay. Danny D, we got to talk about this. Sharing, well, because I'm curious, sharing breast milk with other babies, would you let your kids
totally
do that?
Yeah, I mean, because breast milk's like liquid gold. And I mean, if you can make a lot of it, there's some moms that can't, you know?
Right.
So fuck it. I mean, it's going to cost them a pretty penny, but yeah, fuck it. Why not do it? I mean, I think it's weird if you're just buying it and like you're a grown man drinking it. But if you have children, if you have a baby and you're not able to produce breast milk, then yeah, buy some or donate it or do whatever. But if you have a plethora of it, you know, fucking, why not help out? You're not going to do anything with it anyway.
I believe
you got to
this
get it out of your
woman's
tits.
not selling
milk siblings.
Yeah, she's actually suckling these kids. It's not, she's not selling it.
Oh.
So it's like, I got to go over to the neighbor's house to get some.
That's a practice.
No,
yeah.
I wouldn't let my
It's
kids
wet
do that.
nurse.
I wouldn't let my kids do that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is that's what that word means?
Yes.
Okay.
That's already a thing.
No.
I didn't know that's what it
weird.
meant.
And
I wouldn't let my newborn suck on someone else's. That's no.
what if they were hungry?
What? Why?
I don't know. 'Cause-
Is it a concern? now I'm interested.
well, because that's like a super bonding moment, and you know, I don't know.
But if it's not working, then
Yeah,
and you
but
don't
if
want to do
you're-
formula.
Well, how often do you need to be with this lady? Because babies eat a lot. So
I
if you're
know.
only feeding them from the breast, I mean, how am I supposed to satisfy you at home?
The kid's name is Cubby.
Cubby. Yeah, I know.
Jesus Christ. Oh,
That
9
tracks.
milk siblings. He has
Like, do
9
they all live
milk
in one
siblings.
house with one husband, or like, what's the deal? How did these two moms meet? And she's like, "Yeah, I have a lot of milk. Why don't you just
Love of a fatty, well, the little ones. That's what it's
love of a little. Yeah, I thought it was love a fat
I'm
little
a
one. I
fatty
was
one.
like, wait a minute. I should follow this lady.
Those kids look like toddlers to me a little bit. I didn't breastfeed that long because
I think the article said their kid
Those
was
kids
like
will be
16
breastfeeding till
months.
they're 7. His
Yeah,
name's
I know.
Cubby, and he's a milk sibling. Okay, he'll be breastfeeding for a while.
okay.
Well, now
up until 7. He'd probably pop it out when he
Danny
needs it.
D's got me thinking, how much is breast milk worth?
If you didn't come up to me and like my son, he was probably like, I don't know, like 1, and he'd like smack my tit, and I'd be like, all right, if you're old enough to smack my tit
an ounce.
and tell me you want milk, then get off my tit.
If you can comment on the flavor, you're probably done.
This went down smooth.
Mom, you got to stop eating asparagus. This is fucking nasty.
So it says a 6-month-old baby consumes 30 ounces a day. So if that woman is a wet nurse, that's an all-day process. You're just letting kids suck on each side. That's
$30 to.
What I want to know is, what's the difference between $1 and $2.50? Like, is $2.50 like the premium, like gasoline kind of thing, and $1 sort of
Probably-
like it's got
probably just
additives?
where you are.
It's just the range.
And,
Some people
how
charge $1.
expired it is, you know?
Do you think people would buy like volunteer human breast milk cheese,
They do.
They do.
like vegans?
That's a thing.
Mhm.
Would you drink some human breast milk? If I was lactating, would you?
I don't like
that-
milk.
I think it's different if it's like
confusing me.
someone, it's different if it's your wife or the mom of your kid.
Yeah.
But I'm just talking like
but-
random cheese. Like
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
They
some
make
of
it.
those look okay. Some of them, not as much.
Some of them look like goat cheese,
if you're
which is
gonna
not my
serve it with
fan.
that foot that we're eating, then perfect. Serve it with the foot that we're going to eat, and
I love
then we're
it.
good to
It's like,
go.
yeah.
I mean, can you,
Right.
do you think you can do? Well, I guess you could do different types of cheese with breast milk. Like you can do cheddar. It looks like blue, Gouda.
Never thought about that.
You can't do feta though, because feta is goat milk, right? So like, it would have to
That
be.
is sheep.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I thought feta was goat. Mm.
No.
Does it even milk
I have
soap?
nipples. Can you milk me?
That's an old joke.
Right? Fucking gotta love meat to fuckers.
I mean, I would try it. Why not?
Of course you would.
I mean, the
Oh,
milk
but-
itself is just really sweet.
Is it?
Put it on
I've
a
never had it.
charcuterie board or whatever those are called, and then with the meats and cheeses, with different breast milk and cheeses.
Can I breastfeed my husband during pregnancy?
You should.
Sure.
Lots of women. Oh,
They leak. It's not exactly the same stuff you'll produce when you're breastfeeding, but it is your breast way of priming the pump.
That's
As
true.
long as you and your breasts are enjoying it, your husband can too.
I worked with a guy who apparently his wife produced so much that they had it like a fridge worth just frozen. So he started putting it in his coffee.
Yeah. You guys do that.
Okay.
I mean, if you're in a bind and don't like black coffee,
What the hell? Can I breastfeed my husband in Islam? That's a
I was
random ass
looking at that
question.
too.
Like they're saying, is it against the religion?
Don't you have to do everything the men say in Islam? Like, obviously, if your husband wants you to breastfeed him, you're
Then
going to have
it's
to
just
do
about
it.
milk siblings.
It is
Yeah.
forbidden for a man to marry his milk mother, parentheses, wet nurse, or for a woman to marry her milk mother's husband.
Happy birthday, America. Thank God we live here.
So if you suck on a woman's titty, you cannot marry her in Islam.
No.
All right.
No, if your kid does.
You can't come back and say, "Hey, Mom, I don't want you. I want her."
Can I drink my own breast milk when sick? I mean, of course you can.
I heard about it. I heard it cures illness.
Yeah, but you shouldn't.
Your baby won't catch
Breastfeeding
the
while sick
illness.
is a good idea.
It's weird how it doesn't answer the question.
Wow, that's
Can husband and wife see their private parts in Islam?
yeah. Why is it going all to
Try that
Islam
one
now?
out. Yeah.
Very relevant, you
Because
guys.
you clicked that one and it brought up the others.
It's tracking you, and it knows that you've been reading the Quran and have been considering converting.
Can I kiss my wife's private parts in Islam? It is permissible, but it is disliked.
It's disliked.
By whom?
Oh,
Yeah.
scratchy with the beard.
The scholars who view or permissible do so
Probably
are not
tickles.
clear.
Can you
There's
imagine
not
the,
clear command in the or Quran forbids it over there.
the muff underneath that beekeeper suit?
I love
God.
I love how this is searched so much. There's a Wikipedia for Islamic views on oral sex.
I mean, you got to know it, right? Like, I bet that there's Mormons are wondering all sorts of ways to have sex with each other without breaking the Mormon religion, right?
Mhm.
Like when you're repressed, you're trying to figure out every other possible way to stick your dick inside of someone that's like allowed by your religion, So they're fucking each other's ears in Utah. Like, and
That's why they
With
have
their tiny dicks.
I
Yep.
remember,
bubble porn.
I remember meeting a girl who said she didn't have vaginal sex till she was 21. So she had sex when she was 16, but she didn't have vaginal sex till she was 21. I was
That's
like,
right.
that's fine.
Keep
Yeah,
your
good-
virginity and stick it in the ass.
Yeah, it's God's
My daughter
loophole.
took me on. Yes, yeah,
I
God's loophole.
still haven't had vaginal sex. I'm still waiting for the right person, the right surgeon.
I love you, Heather. You're fucking great.
All right. Does anybody have anything else before we head out? This was an episode for the fucking ages. Holy shit.
no doubt.
I mean, I think we've all come to the conclusion that we would all try feet fajitas. We would definitely figure some way to cook Danny D's tits.
On feet.
Slow roasted. Flip them like a burger.
And we found out that Heather hates some bitch named Cindy.
Dude, fuck Cindy.
She knows what she did.
That's right.
That
And I'm
cunt.
going to let her know.
Fuck Cindy.
And
I mean,
that
did you-
Heather needs to be laughed at every time Heather is seen. Even though we have seen Heather's jokes, we will laugh and honor Heather's presence. We're just so happy that you honored us with your presence.
I know.
Thank you.
Somebody's like, well, she doesn't give me respect. And you're like, that's not how it works.
No, that's not.
that's not true. I will alert the media and let them know. Okay?
Also,
Alert the media. Yeah.
also, it's Rogue, not Rouge. You dumb
I already
fucks.
knew that.
Whoever the Dick Celsic person was who screwed that up and spread a rumor about me, please take it back and spread a new rumor. Okay.
Okay.
I'll play.
All right. Well, this was exciting. Heather, thank you for coming on. This was great.
All right. Thank you for having me. I had tons of, I had a very good time and I can't wait to come back. You know, this is a great show. I hope it goes to YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Well,
It does.
I hope it goes to the next thing after that. YouTube Prime.
I mean, we haven't. We didn't get kicked off for the Baldo. So, I mean, I think the stick figure sex positions
We're good.
Yeah.
All right. I hope it gets. Yeah, I hope it gets past. I don't think you expose me to any extremism, so I'll give Facebook the thumbs up for you guys.
Yay.
She gave her consent.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. Everybody, take it easy and stay safe.
All right.
See ya.
It's-
Later.